Whether to pay for debt, bills, or to start a business, loans are the cornerstone to an American's economic vitality. Problematically, it's very difficult to get a loan these days, especially if you are a minority. A recent study found that minorities were 20% less likely to have the loan accepted. Even if they did, they paid rates up to 32% higher. This stigma that surrounds minorities and their inability to pay back loans makes banks hesitant to give out money. And it simply isn't true.
In response, Loan Equalizer combines an accessible design, modern artificial intelligence, and a quest for justice into a web platform that companies can use.
When the user selects the Create Loan button, his data is sent to a Python program which runs a random forest classifier. This data is sent through a web server which is connected with our HTML code and generated with the Flask module in Python. To predict whether a loan would be paid back or not, we use a random forest classifier. The way a random forest works is it first generates a bunch of decision trees. You can see a sample decision tree on the screen, but obviously our random forest generated decision trees related to the loan amount, interest rate, and other variables we passed in. The random forest then runs all the input data through these trees and returns the majority output of all the trees. For example, if 5 trees said the loan would be paid back and 6 said it wouldn't, our classifier will return loan not paid back.
Back on the Manage My Loan page, you can see that we have a form on the right with various input. Keep in mind, none of this input has to do with race, name, or gender, keeping our predictions completely unbiased. Okay, I've created a loan here on the side for $25,000 and it is for a car. So if I go ahead and click Create Loan, you can see it shows up in a blue box on the left hand side stating this loan will be paid back. So our data that has over 10 years thinks that this personal profile is a good fit for someone who would pay back a loan. So now I'm going to go ahead and try that one more time. And for an educational purpose. So if I go ahead and click Create Loan, as you can see, it shows up in red this time, indicating this loan will not be paid back. So if the database, Firebase, as you can see if I go ahead and refresh it, stores all the loans for each user as they're logged in. And as you can see, for this user, you can refresh the page. And indeed, both the loans are shown up here with the exact input.
Loan Equalizer is the most clinical way to normalize the playing field of the free market to a degree never seen before by offering benefits to both minorities and bankers using this app. It's modern, it's efficient, but most importantly, it's empowering. Empowering the minorities that make our country unique, our country, America.